So number 3 on the stoichiometry worksheet 8 is a little bit different to the other ones that we've been doing because it doesn't ask for as much information. So we don't have to do all the problems that we did in the past. We just have to do certain ones. This one here, find the grams of copper 1 sulfide that is synthesized in the lab from 200 grams of each of the reactants. Well, we first have to write the balanced equation. So we know this is synthesis, and we eventually will make copper 1 sulfide. I'm going to erase and leave some space for the balancing. And it says it's synthesized from each of the individual reactants. So then it's pretty easy. Copper and sulfur create copper 1 sulfide. You don't have to put any subscripts here, because the only elements that have subscripts by themselves are the diatomic molecules that you can figure out by using the word Brinkelhoff. Okay, so let me go ahead and balance this real fast. Okay, so we have, the problem says we have 200 grams of each reactant. And luckily enough for this problem, there's only one product. So when you're going to compare each of the reactants, there's only one product to choose from. So we're going to do 2 problems. This to this and this to this. Okay? And the answer that is the lower number is the answer to this problem. This one doesn't ask us for the limiting reactant, but in order to find out how much is actually used, it's the answer that is the lower answer. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead. 200 grams of copper. 1 mole of copper is 63.5 grams of copper. 1 mole of copper 1 sulfide is equivalent to 2 moles of copper in this problem. Then the molar mass, 159 grams of copper sulfide over 1. Oops. And we find the answer to this is about 250 grams of copper 1 sulfide. This isn't necessarily the answer. We have to do another problem. And if this is the lower number, then it would be the answer. Or if the next one is the lower number, that would be the answer. But we won't know yet. So let's now do a problem between sulfur and copper 1 sulfide. 200 grams of sulfur. 1 mole of sulfur is 32 grams of sulfur. This is the mole ratio. Then the molar mass. And we solve and we find out that we have 944 grams. So let's compare these two. Obviously, this one here is the lower answer. This one we're going to cross out. This will never happen given the two amounts of the amounts of the reactants that we have. So we find out that since copper is the limiting reactant, it would only give us 250 grams of copper 1 sulfide. And that's number 3.